Hello and welcome to this live video. Well, I have been away for a while, but I'm back now, and this is really good to be back. Now, I've just been wondering how many people here have a problem actually getting a job and, you know, staying in a job. If that sounds like you and you have no idea where you're going wrong or what exactly it is that you should be doing that you're not doing, then this live is definitely for you. If at all you've ever wondered why it is that you don't get job interviews, you don't get invited for any interviews at all, then this live is definitely for you because in this live, I am going to be talking about how you can optimize your LinkedIn for recruiters as well as the type of CV that you need to have for you to be able to get a job. So let's get into it. If you're new here, I am Tino and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy. And if you do enjoy, then be sure to subscribe, stay tuned, and continue following me for more tips on how to secure a job, how to land new careers in the UK, and generally just working in the STEM field in the UK. So, without wasting much of your time, let's get to it. Now, the first thing that we're going to be talking about, like I highlighted earlier on, is the ultimate guide to engineering CVs and LinkedIn profiles. Why I am so fussed or at least interested in talking about CVs and LinkedIn profiles is because there's so many times when you go and apply for jobs and you don't get the jobs or you don't even get invited to an interview. And that might leave you wondering, okay, what am I doing wrong? What is it that I'm supposed to actually be doing that I'm not doing? And how best can I position myself to get a job and to be able to be marketable in the STEM field? Now, your CV could be the one thing that is stopping you from even getting invited because, well, it might not be the right CV, not the right structure, or just not adequate for the job that you're applying for. Another thing is you might not actually need to go applying for jobs because recruiters could come for you if you have a proper LinkedIn profile, which is why we're going to be talking about the CV and the LinkedIn profile today. So let's get to it. So why is your CV and your LinkedIn so important? Why do they matter? So times nowadays people have a short attention span that goes across the board. Doesn't matter if it's in entertainment, if it's in jobs. People are so busy they don't have time to go about looking at a person's CV for 30 minutes to an hour. Recruiters only spend 6 to 7 seconds scanning a CV. So if your CV does not speak to them in those 6 to 7 seconds, chances are high you're not going to get the job. And that is sad because you might actually be qualified, but your CV is not structured in a way that is going to guarantee your success. Now, the second thing is 75% of CVs are rejected due to the applicant tracking system. This is a new thing that recruiters and companies are employing because nobody has the time, like I said earlier, to keep looking at 1,000 CVs at one go and then just think, oh well, I'm going to take this person or I am going to not take this person. It doesn't work like that. So this is the reason why they employ this applicant tracking system because it's put in a way that it separates the wheat from the chaff, for lack of a better word. But that's exactly what the applicant tracking system does. So it's like used to shortlist people before the CV is seen by actual human beings. Now, if your CV is not optimized to be ATS friendly, chances are high a robot or a program is just looking at your CV and checking it in the bin before it even gets read by an actual human being. Now, after watching this live, you need to be able to have a CV that is not chucked into the bin by a program. Your CV deserves to be seen by an actual human being. 90% of recruiters use LinkedIn to find candidates. I can attest to that because there's so many times when I've been approached by recruiters asking me to join a company or at least come for an interview because they've looked at my LinkedIn profile and they've seen my skills and they think I might qualify or at least I might stand a chance and my qualifications suit the things that they want in their role or my qualifications or my LinkedIn profile aligns with a certain position that they're recruiting for. So this cuts out a big chunk of job hunting because you're actually not going to websites or job boards looking for a job. Recruiters are just coming to you. So your LinkedIn profile needs to be optimized in a way that recruiters will come to you. And a well optimized CV and LinkedIn profile increase your job prospects significantly. I'm sorry for that skip of a tongue. Now, the first part that we're going to be talking about is your CV. So, like I said, your CV could be the one thing that is stopping you from actually getting a job. And that is so sad, like I said earlier, to just imagine that you have failed to get a job just because your CV is not optimized for your own success. So let's get into what you should need to have in your CV and the things that are associated with that. So the key sections of a winning CV are your contact information, that is obvious, it's a given, your professional summary, key skills, work experience, education and certifications, as well as projects and technical skills if you have any. So when it comes to your contact information, don't go about giving too much information. Just give information enough for a person to be able to reach you if at all they are impressed by your CV. So that is just your name and your email address. And if you have a LinkedIn profile, which I believe you should have, then your LinkedIn URL. So then your professional summary is just a number of sentences where you talk about the value that you're going to bring to the company and how you are a good candidate or what services or skills or experience you have that will solve a certain problem for a company. And then the key skills, those are those things that make you exceptional for whatever job that you are going to apply for. And the recruiter or the engineering manager or whatever manager, recruiting manager needs to know these skills before they can then hire you because that's exactly what they need from you, right? And then the third thing that, no, the fourth thing you need is obviously your work experience. Talk about how your previous experience, your previous, um, jobs or things like that have equipped you enough to be able to move into this new role and be able to be an asset to the company. And then the fifth thing, obviously your education and your certifications, if you have any, as well as projects and technical skills. Moving on to the next slide, let's talk about how you can craft a strong professional summary because it's not enough to just think, oh, well, this is a professional summary. I'm just going to tell them, oh, well, I have these qualifications. In my past job, I was like this, I was like this. Now, an example of a really good professional summary is the one that I've given above. Electrical engineer with 5+ years of experience in substation design, AutoCAD and power systems analysis, led projects improving efficiency by 20% and reducing downtime by 15%. If you read that example, it is quantifiable. It's something that you can actually see and maybe touch. It's just unlike saying I am a really good, hardworking electrical engineer who's looking to join your company. That is too generic and it doesn't speak to whoever is holding your CV to actually think, okay, fine, this person has done A, B, C, D, moved, projects improving efficiency by 20% and reducing downtime by 15%. That is something that is tangible. So it's easier for a person to relate to you once you speak to them in that kind of a way. Now, common mistakes to avoid when you're writing your professional summary are making it too vague. Like I highlighted earlier, just saying, I'm a hardworking engineer looking for opportunities. Everyone is a hardworking person looking for opportunities. What is it that you as a person specifically possess to be able to stand out from a pool of engineers. Now, don't make a professional summary too long because we don't want to know your whole life story. They just want to know what skills you have to offer. People are selfish. Like literally, everyone is selfish in the world. I'm sorry to say this, but any other time that you're associating with the person, you want to know what you are gaining from them, whether it's knowledge, it's something monetary or whatever. But at the end of the day, you really want to know what you are going to gain from this person. The same way that if you're using your time to watch this video, then you want to know what I am going to offer you. And what I'm offering you is just my little knowledge, which will, and you in turn are offering me your time. So it's all about what you can offer, what you can do. The same thing applies when you're applying for a job. The recruiter needs to know what you have to offer. So make it concise, straight to the point, highlight your key skills, and don't go about blubbering like I'm doing right now. Now, the third thing is you have to make sure that there's quantifiable impact. If you just go and say, I'm a hardworking engineer looking for opportunities, oh well, everyone is a hardworking person, like I said earlier. But if you can actually highlight how you as a person can bring about something tangible for the company, then that will make you stand out. For example, in the example above, led projects improving efficiency by 20% and reducing downtime by 15%. That is something quantifiable and the person can relate to that. And in any company, honestly, they value efficiency and results. So if you can bring that out in your CV, then you are the right candidate for the job. Now, the next thing is let's talk about the work experience. Please, please, please focus on the impact that you have in the company. For example, I'm an electrical engineer with 5+ years of experience in substation design, AutoCAD, and power systems analysis, led projects improving efficiency by 20% and reducing downtime by 15%. It's unlike then having a little bullet point where you say, I worked in a project, I worked on a project and I was able to lead a team. It's different, you know. When you speak to it like that, it's just generic. Oh, well, yes, you're working on a project. Every engineer works on a project, really. However, when you give something tangible, some result, then a recruiter can be able to say, okay, this is the kind of person that we need in our company, etc., etc. Quantify your results instead of manage projects in power systems. Say, I led 10 plus substation projects improving system efficiency by 20%. See, that makes much more sense. Like I said, it speaks to a person. So on the work experience part of your CV, make sure that you focus on the impact rather than just what you did. Because you could fix power lines, you could join cables, you could connect customers to electricity and things like that. However, it's different from a person who just says, well, I connected customers on a new project, to a person who then goes on to say, managed to connect maybe 20% more customers in this area, therefore by increasing efficiency by 20%. You know, give numbers, give something tangible, but don't go about writing lies. Speak the truth and say something that you can actually prove. And then keep descriptions short and results driven. Avoid job descriptions that list only duties. Like I said earlier, I think that is self explanatory. Now, how do you beat the applicant tracking system? Use keywords from job descriptions, match industry terminology. I cannot say this enough. I think on my channel, I speak about this so much to a point where in my head, I feel like I am now becoming monotonous. However, I say it because it's important. Now, you can't take your CV that you used in 2018 to apply for I don't know whatever role and then expect that CV to still work in 2025. That is just setting yourself up for disappointment and rejection. Look at the job advert, look at what it's talking about and what it is saying, and then take that and structure your CV, taking those keywords and putting them in your CV. That way, ATS can pick on those keywords and ensure that you actually get the job instead of just going, oh, well, I do this, I do that. Or that little CV you used 20 years ago, you want to still use it 20 years later. It's not going to work because it's not optimized for the job description. And ATS will just, like I said, check it in the bin because ATS picks on the keywords that are present in the job description. Then it looks at your CV and looks for those keywords. Now, if it doesn't find those keywords, automatically ATS just thinks, oh, well, this person is not qualified, and then it checks your CV in the bin. Keep formatting simple, avoid tables, graphics, and fancy fonts. Honestly, we don't need that. It needs to just be easy to read. And don't put your pictures except if you're applying to work as a model. But I believe we are not models. So, as engineers, focus on simple to read, simple fonts, no formatting, no pictures, nothing like that. Just bullet points, straight to the point, highlight your impact, and use keywords as shown in the job description. Also, save your CV as a PDF unless the job specifies that they need it as a Word document because PDF is quite easy and you can easily send it around. You can keep it in your phone, you can send it to people, and it's easy, honestly. So just use a PDF unless the job specifies that they need a Word document. Moving on to the next slide, let's talk about the common CV mistakes to avoid. Avoid putting too much information. Your CV should not be like an obituary because we don't want to know your whole life story. Keep it short, 1 to 2 pages maximum. I always say keep it 1 page because there's no point going over to 2 pages, especially if you are sticking to the things that are important. Unless if you have like 10 years or more experience, then yes, you can go over to 10 pages, to 2 pages, sorry. However, I'm still for the idea of sticking to at least 1 to 2 pages maximum because if you see yourself going over 2 pages when you don't have 10 years experience, trust me, you are blubbering and half the things that you put in that CV don't even need to be there. So make sure your CV is not too long. Spelling and grammar mistakes. Don't be in a hurry to just send out your CV before you proofread it. You've gone this far, you've applied for the job, you've gone past a point of actually looking at your CV, trying to make it match the job description, positioning yourself and setting yourself up for success. Don't let a spelling mistake or a grammar mistake cost you your future and a career that you might actually love. Spend time, take time to look through your CV, proofread your CV, and make sure it is free of any spelling or grammar errors. Now, do not give generic descriptions. Honestly, I don't know how much more I can say this, but don't give generic descriptions. Focus on impact, not just responsibilities. How did that responsibility that you had impact the company that you're working for? And this is what the next company that you are applying at really wants to know. How are you going to take your skills to make a difference or to make something good in this new environment? Now, no keywords, match the job description for ATS optimization. Like I was saying earlier on, take the keywords from the job description and put them in your CV. That way, you can be ATS friendly and you can ensure that your CV will actually reach a human being before ATS just checks it in the bin. I think I'm going to have a little chuck on my mouth. Okay, so that's all on CVs and how you can optimize your CV for your success. Now, moving on to the second part of this video, we're talking about your LinkedIn profile optimization. Okay, so key elements of a strong LinkedIn profile. A strong LinkedIn profile should have a profile picture and a banner, a headline, an about section, experience and skills, as well as networking and engagement. Now, when it comes to professional pictures in the banner, use a picture, a headshot of a professional picture, honestly. I'm an engineer, right? So if at all I put a picture of myself maybe in a hard head with a background of maybe a substation, that can be taken as professional. But I can't come on my LinkedIn profile in this, t-shirt and then take a picture and then post it on my LinkedIn. That is not professional. I could also just put on a professional shirt, maybe a blazer, and then take a picture of myself, post it on my LinkedIn. Also, keep updating your LinkedIn profile picture because you change over time. So we want to know how you look at the moment. And then if you are in accounting or if you are any kind of profession, but today I'm really focusing on engineers. So if you're an engineer, you can have a professional picture where maybe you are in your work clothes or you are in just proper formal way. The headline of your LinkedIn profile, you should go beyond just your job title. Don't go to the headline and just be like, okay, electrical engineer or mechanical engineer or just chemical engineer. That is not enough. Go on to make your headline keyword rich. For example, just read through the example that I gave on that slide. So you're an electrical engineer, you specialize in power systems, you also have experience in substation design, and you also do career mentoring. So write all that in your headline because when recruiters are looking for profiles or people to hire, they don't search your name because they don't know you, but they search for those keywords and those key skills that they're looking for. So if ever they're looking for substation design engineers, then if they just put in LinkedIn substation design, then your profile will pop up. Why? Because there is that headline in your LinkedIn profile. And then your about section should tell your career story, your skills, and the impact that you've made, right? Don't just make it generic and oh well, I'm a hardworking electrical engineer. In my previous role, I was responsible for carrying out switching, and then I carried out switching, and then I did project management. Quantify your experiences. Make sure you are showing your impact in all this. And then the fourth thing is experiencing your skills. Keep it concise, but make sure we can actually tell how you will be of benefits to the company that will probably hire you in the future. And then networking and engagement. It's not enough to just have a LinkedIn profile and then you just let it there sit and I don't know what you'll be waiting for, but you just create a LinkedIn profile, you let it sit, it's just going to sit and nothing is going to happen. But if you have a LinkedIn profile, engage, connect with people in the industry. If you're an electrical engineer, if you're a chemical engineer, if you're an electrician, if you're a technician, if you are chemical engineer, whatever profession you are, take your LinkedIn profile, connect to people, connect to recruiters, connect to companies, follow groups, follow industries in your niche, follow people who inspire you, but in your niche. However, LinkedIn is not Facebook. You just don't go about connecting and following people just because you like their profile. Go and follow people who will make an impact in your life. Go and follow people or connect with people who you know will help you in one way or the other. Because if, for example, you are maybe a model and then I am just me, I'm Tino, I'm an electrical engineer. Then you connect with me. I cannot really help you if you're looking for modeling jobs because I don't know anything about modeling. So the same thing applies to you as an engineer. Don't go about connecting with people who cannot impact you or help you in your job hunting search. So if I am, well, I've said this on my channel before, the recruiters who've come to me and they've offered me, a job and things like that, but I'm comfortable where I'm at. So I always tell them, oh, well, I don't feel like I am ready to take this position at the moment because I'm okay where I'm at. And then they go on to say, if you have anybody else in your community who might be a good fit for this role, then please suggest this person, right? However, if I don't know you, chances are high I'm not going to be able to recommend you to this recruiter or vice versa, right? But if I have a connection and I know this person, I've seen this person profile, and they have the same skills that this recruiter is looking for, chances are high I will make that introduction, and you would have saved yourself a big bunch and a whole lot of stress when it comes to job hunting because the actual stress of job hunting is, going online, searching for the job, searching for the companies, and doing this, passing out applications. Now, when the recruiter comes to you, you have cut out a whole chunk of the whole process. So if you don't have people that are aligned to your goals as well as your industry in your connections list on LinkedIn, then you're just wasting your LinkedIn. If you also don't engage, post, comment, like, talk about things in your industry, then you're not visible. It's just like lighting a lamp and then putting a bucket on top of it. You're not doing anything. So have a LinkedIn profile that is strong and optimized for your success and use it. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is crafting the perfect LinkedIn headline. So, an example of a strong LinkedIn headline is obviously electrical engineer, substation design, power systems, career mentor. Give those keywords, let people know what you can offer and what you can do. Because, like I said earlier, recruiters or companies don't know you, so they will never go on LinkedIn and type in Tino. It will never work, but they will type in substation design once they actually need a person who has those expertise. And then when they do that, my profile will pop up. The next thing, I am getting a job. Okay, we're back. A weak example of a LinkedIn headline would be just electrical engineer at XYZ company. That is too generic. Like I said, everyone is an electrical engineer at a certain company, but that doesn't actually mean you qualify to get to the next place. So make sure you put in those keywords, words that you know recruiters are searching for, and you're optimized for success. Now, writing a strong about section. So the best formula for your success is to write who you are, introduce yourself and your expertise. I am Tino, I'm a substation engineer and I have expertise in AutoCAD, substation design, earthing structures, wiring diagrams, schematics, blah, blah, blah. And then what you do, highlight key skills and projects that you've done, your impact, showcase measurable achievements. Don't just go about saying, I've done this, I've done that. Show how you've done it, quantify what you've done. And then what you're looking for. This is obviously just for job seekers. However, I believe you're here because you're looking for jobs. So this is also something you want to put in your about section. And then mistakes to avoid. Don't put in one line summaries because it's too vague. I am Tino, I'm a substation design engineer. So what? What can you do? How are you going to help the next company? Now, the next thing, too much jargon, keep it clear and engaging. I don't know if it's just me, but once there's too much flowery language, I just don't engage. I don't know. I disengage. I don't know how to go about navigating too many words. Just communicate what you want to communicate in a simple and straightforward way. There's no reason to put about flowery language, too much jargon. Times we might not even know what that means. But anyways, don't put in too many words that are not necessary. And then make sure that your about section has keywords because recruiters use keywords to search for profiles. Oh, okay. That's a typo. They recruited. That was supposed to be recruiters. I'm sorry about that. You see, this is one of the problems. Do not make this mistake of going about sending your CV before you check for spelling error like that one. Anyways, let's move on. The work experience and skills section of your LinkedIn profile, add your achievements, not just job duties. Keep your descriptions short and results driven. List relevant technical and soft skills. Match the job description. If you've been watching up until this point, I'm sure you can actually see a similarity between an actual CV and a LinkedIn profile. So your LinkedIn profile is more like a digital CV. So they just need to match. Okay. And then the good thing about also having a LinkedIn profile is that you can showcase your skills by actual videos. So if at all you're allowed at work to show your experience or you doing your duties, for example, if you're going up on a pylon, if you're allowed to take pictures and videos, you can do that. If you're allowed to take pictures in the lab, doing whatever you're doing, then you can do that. So that's the good thing about having a LinkedIn profile because you can then, it's a digital CV. People can actually see you doing the job instead of a written CV where you can just tell them, oh, well, I can do, line work. but they've not actually seen you do it. So utilize your LinkedIn profile. Now, how to get recruiters to notice you on LinkedIn. Optimize your profile. I feel like we've said this so many times. So use keywords, update your experience, and add new skills. You have your LinkedIn profile, you've changed jobs 3 times, but it's still talking about how you are working at the first job you ever got. Update your LinkedIn profile as you go. Engage regularly, post industry insights, comment on posts, and connect with professionals. If you're not really into social media like that, you don't necessarily need to comment on all the posts, but you can just follow and connect with people who are in your industry, in your niche, as well as commenting and posting about, industry insights. If you don't want to post at all, you can just follow pages that talk about the things that you're interested in. You can also follow people that talk about the things that you're interested in and things like that. The next thing is to network strategically, reach out to recruiters and industry experts. Networking, that is so important. Like I said earlier, if at all you are an engineer and then you go about networking with people who are not aligned with engineering, or at least aligned with where you want to go or where you want to be or where you are currently, then chances are high you're using LinkedIn the wrong way. You're supposed to be networking with people that are going to add value to your professional career. So I said this earlier on that if you're not connected to a person, for example, me, maybe I get a job and then maybe I don't want to take the job, but they ask me to recommend someone and I'm not connected to anybody who maybe meets those requirements, I'm not going to be able to refer anyone. The same applies to you. If you need a job and then you're not connecting to the right people, then you understand what I'm saying? I think you do. So yeah, let's move on. Common LinkedIn mistakes: no profile picture or poor quality pictures. Make sure you try just use the back camera of your phone, take a nice picture of yourself, post it. And then one line about section, don't do that. Don't summarize your about section. Make sure you actually talk about the impact, say everything as it is. And then no skills or endorsements. Make sure you put in your skills, because at the end of the day, like I said, people are selfish, companies are selfish as well. They want to know what you have to offer. So tell them what you have to offer. And then not engaging with content, no posts, likes, or comments. Like I said, you don't necessarily need to comment on everything or post everything, but just follow the things that you actually like, and then make sure you're engaging with people, connecting with people, and doing well for yourself. I think I have blabbered a lot and said a lot. And this has been so much fun. And I believe if you've watched all the way to the end, then you have actually made progress when it comes to optimizing your LinkedIn profile and also just coming up with a really good CV for yourself. And I am sure you will do well and get yourself the job. Now, if you liked my content, if you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your post notifications so that every time I post something, you will be notified. And then the next thing is, if you feel like sticking around, you can watch this video over here, where I talk about how you will review your CV yourself and make a killer CV that will land you your dream job. And then I will also leave a link in the comments section, or in the description, sorry. So you can go grab a sample template and a sample, well, 2 sample templates really, for, sorry, excuse me, 2 sample templates for you to use to actually come up with a good cover letter and a good CV. So be sure to do that if you're interested in that. And yeah, I'm happy you were here, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.